Sirens hum low, drain rumble under the block. Kids yell, dice hit concrete. Time talking through the concrete. Woke up to a rent notice, coffee in the chip mug, dawn looking hopeless. Approaches by the stove, still I quote this ancient text in my head like a monk in the focus. Corner store cat, same spot, same stat. We both chase crumbs in the world unfair. He just wants fish, I just want air. That ain't poisoned by the smoke and despair. My watch crack, still counting these days. Secondhand limps, but it still finds ways. Funny how the time stay moving through the maze, even when your whole life stuck in one staircase. Old head on the bench said, kid, don't blink. Your boy from last week already poured in the drink. Time ain't money, time to well you sink. You could drown in the seconds if you scared to think. So why think too much? Scribble in my mind's margin. Argue with the past in a one-room apartment. Life isn't lease, truth is a bargain. You pay in illusions, interest been hard at heart's debt. Hourglass on the sidewalk, grain slipping in the ground. Can't stop, every little step, every line I jot. That's time, that's life, that's all I got. We chase clocks, they don't chase back. We run laps, still stuck on tracks. If I find truth, I might lose an act, but I trade all that just to face the facts. Shorty on the bus, eyes locked on the screen, strolling through a life that she wished was a scene. Every frame filtered, every frame clean, but the real bruises high where the pixels can't beam. Kid in the back, read a book on the towel. Tattoo on his neck say, fear me now. Both searching for a code in the crowd, both praying that the noise turn quiet somehow. Graffiti on the wall spell, God is here. Right above the tab that say, we ain't clear. Maybe both true, maybe both smeared. Maybe faith just a lens through a cracked mirror. I seen preachers in suits sell the same old pain. Promise new light if you tied in the name. But my mama lit candles when the heat went lame. That flame told more truth than the sermon in the frame. So where the line between story and scheme, between prophecy and prophet in the printed dream? I peel back layers while I ride these beams. Steel bridge, brown river, rusted a steam. Sun hit brick, alleyway gold. Rats by the trash, still the scene feel bold. If life's just a script that the cosmos told, I'm ad-libbing lines to my throat, bro. Hourglass on the sidewalk, train slipping in the grind. Can't stop, every little step, every line I jot. That's time, that's life, that's all I got. We chase clocks, they don't chase back. We run laps, still stuck on tracks. If I find truth, I might lose the act, but I trade all that just to face the fact. My man doing time for a crime he ain't do. Paper set up, judge read that too. Jury saw a skim, never saw the full view. Now we learning about self from myself and know you. He wrote me, said, bro, I've been reading these scrolls. Old philosophers picking at my soul. They say no self, you can't be controlled. Funny how these bars made the blind spot show. He talk about fate, talk about choice, talk about how a system rearrange your voice. Said out there, I move just to fill that void. In here, I sit still and the noise destroys. So who more free me on this train, or him in the yard with a new bruised brain? If truth just to cut through familiar chains, maybe every locked door got a hidden frame. I walk past church, then a check cashing spot, then a billboard selling dreams we ain't forgot. Every block scream, every window seat, city blur. Watch the rust, feel it purr. I seen the calendar curl, page by page. Same platform, same ghost, different age. Old heads playing chess by the corner store gate. Move slow, but they still out running my fate. Cop car creeping like it know my name. Shorty with the push car humming in the rain. Steam from the grate make halos on the block, but halos here fade like chalk on the rock. Mom said, boy, hold truth in your jaw. Pop said, time cut deep, sharpen your flaws. I took both lessons, tucked them in my coat between the crumpled Metro card and a folded note. We chase what? A watch, a check, a chain?
but the richest I felt was broke on this train. Writing on the window with my breath in the cold, bars in the fog, then gone like they told. Who penned the program? Who pressed start? Who put a price on it? Human heart, I study every crack in the sidewalk line and spell everything living is on borrowed time. Hourglass on the A-train, grain by grain we fade. Every stop, every face that change, still the same old game we play. Truth drips slow from the roof when it rain. Washed in the gutter, sweat down the drain. I ride through the city with a thought in my brain. If life just a lease, who own my name? Got a homie doing 10 over something he ain't do. Jury saw his hoodie, never saw the truth. Judge bang gavel like a drum for the rich. Whole room silent but the system pitched. He write letters like sermons, ink turning the light. Say freedom ain't a place, it's a state of mind, right? I write back, I feel you but that sound like a trick. Cause mind over matter, don't unchain these bricks on the block. Kids learn math with dice, probability in they palm, paradise is a price. We tell them go to school but the roof got leaks. Teacher underpaid, can't look past next week. So who line the news or the booth? The book or the block, which version the truth? I sift through stories like changing my hands. Some heads, some tails, both sides of a scam. Maybe truth just a mirror with a billion cracks. Every shard show a piece, never show the whole back. I see God in the knife from a stranger on the stoop, and the grandmother's laugh in a cipher full of youth. Yeah. Hourglass on the A-train, grain by grain we fade. Every stop, every face that change, still the same old game we play. Truth drips slow from the roof when it rain. Washed in the gutter, sweat down the drain. I ride through the city with this thought in my brain. If life just a lease, who own my name? Wait, what if time just a rumor we all believe? A line on the clock that somebody can see. We late, we early, we rushing, we wait. But the present don't tick, it just sit in your face. What if death just a door with a busted lock? We scared of the knob, never knock on the box. So we cling to the flesh, to the fame, to the fear, when the only real thing is this breath right here, right here. I seen good men fold for a fold of cash. Bad men cry when they son call back. Gold chain shining on a hollow chest. Monk in a hoodie, talk quiet, sound blessed. He said you are not your hustle, you are not your pain. You are not your block, you are not your name. You are something that watch from behind your eyes. Still little witness as the whole world rise. I felt that deep in my jacket seams, between stitched up trauma and abandoned dreams. This city my teacher, this beat my proof. Every crack in the wall spell another small truth. Like anger, just grief that forgot how to cry. And yeah. Look, time talking to me, man. Yeah. Time talking to me, man. Look. Crack clock over the bodega, sick and head limping, still chasing the vapor. Old heads posted on milk crates preaching. Every year shorter, they say it like a secret. Steam from the grate, rise slow like a lesson. Kids tossing dice, trying to gamble out depression. I walk past them, headphones full of questions. Like what's a win if you losing your reflection? Pigeons picking crumbs from me yesterday dream. Corner store TV looping yesterday scene. Same highlight reel, different lanes in the frame. We swap jerseys, but we play the same game. Mama scrub floors so my mind can stay polished. The school sold that, not knowledge. So I read between lines on the A-train seats. Graffiti scriptures, prophets with spray can speech. Whole city like a sermon in concrete chapters. Every crack in the sidewalk, wide with answers. Step over them. We scroll past truth, look up more to see your whole life proof. We just watch that clock hand spinning on the corner, trying to buy more time with $1 and the water. Jason Floop in the cracks of the pavement we cross. Every tit, every sock, that's a profit in the cost. I'm just walking through the north, trying to hear what's real. If the moment all we own, what's the deal?
Lifetime truth, all caught in my fist. Open up my hand, see smoke, see mist. Shorty on the stoop, got a book in his backpack, but he flipping packs just to outrun the back taxes. College ain't cool when your stomach still rumbles. I'll study when this concrete jungle stop rumbling. He laughed and he called from the fumes of the bus as it sighed through the block, leaving clouds in the dust. I see me in his eyes, that fork in the road. Two signs where survive and do what you told. My uncle found God in a bottle in the grave. Said the world never loved me, it just wanted me to behave. So we slept to his dreams and he woke to a job. Punched in, punched out, then he vanished in the fog. I don't judge him, I just know what it costs. How many find peace? How many get lost? They sell forever in the 30-year plan, but the fine print say you accept for every man. So I stash little truths in the back of my brain, like loose change in the cup for a break in the rain. When a storm finally hits and the roof start to drip, I'ma pay with perspective, not panic and fist. We just watch that clock hand spinning on the corner, trying to buy more time with the dollar in the order, chasing truth in the cracks of the pavement. We cross every tick, every tack, that's the profit and the cost. I'm just walking through the noise, trying to hear what's real. If the moment all we own, what's the day of lifetime? Truth all caught in my fist. Open up my hands, see smoke, see mist. Is this all scripted? Or scribbled as we breathe? Did we write the ending? Or inherit what we read? If every soul a sentence, who punctuate the past is a lifetime long, or it vanished in a flash. Homemade by the fire hydrant, chessboard out, beat up coat, but his mind never tapped out. He said, son, take a seat, let the clock keep talking. You run so much, you forgot about walking. He moved one pawn like he shift one thought. So time don't fly, boy, time just watch. We the ones racing, chasing validation, scrolling through illusions, mistaking them for nations.
Third rail hum under my feet, newsstand ink on my thumb. Same sky over every block, different clock, same drum.
Clock hands on concrete, shadows stretch over the grade. Old man sweeping up glass, mumbling, son, don't be late. Not for work, for your life, for the questions you duck. Why the richest on the billboard still feel stuck? Why the kid on the corner quote books he ain't read? Why the loudest in the room sleep worse than they bed? I've been watching my breath fog on December glass. Every exhale a ghost tryna outrun my past. Yellow cab splash the curb, soak my hands, sting my pride. I remember that night when they said he died. Bullet found my brother's friend, not the one who shot first. Same block, same beef, same church, new hearse. And I asked in the pew if the truth got a price, if a lie tastes sweet till you chewing on ice, if time really heal or just hide every scar, like tags under posters on the side of the bar.
What is life when the lights go down? Is it all in your head? Is it all in your head? What is time but a ghost in town? Just a hand that you shed, just a hand that you shed. Truth walks slow through the smoke of the block. We chase, we stop, we stare at the clock. What is life when the train rolls by? Just a face in the glass and a blink in the sky.
Steam in my palm, notebook open, ink bleed. Landlord banging the door, talking rent need. On the table, 3 bills, 1 mic, 1 shot. If I pay all these dues, do I own this spot? Or we all just tenants in a skin suit lease, trying to write our initials on a moving piece. I seen time been slow in the hospital hall, where the second hand crawl like it's scared to fall. Mama whispering prayers in the cotton and tubes. I heard every missed call from the things I refuse, like I'll visit next week, I quit soon, I swear. True stare through the glass like you already here. We chase more, get more, then we more afraid. Like the taller the stack, the more fragile the day. So I stash up moments like crumpled receipts, proof I lived in between work shifts and sleep.
What is life when the lights go down? Is it all in your head? Is it all in your head? What is time but a ghost in town? Just a hand that you shed, just a hand that you shed. Truth walks slow through the smoke of the block. We chase, we stop, we stare at the clock. What is life when the train rolls by? Just a face in the glass and a blink in the sky. Maybe we more than a hustle and hurt, more than a name on a shirt, more than the nights that we wasted in fear, counting the years. Maybe we just like that steam in the cold, gone in a breath, still felt, still bold. Maybe the point ain't to beat that in, it's to die as yourself, not a trend, my friend. I argue with silence on these subway rides. Graffiti scriptures flicker on the tunnel sides. Live free, die real in the rush black line. Profit with a mark on borrowed time. Kidnap on his mom lap, headphone leak bass. Whole world in his screen, whole universe in his face. He don't see that vet with the far off stare, who survived 3 tours, still ain't really there. He don't see that nurse counting tips on the phone, saving every soft dollar for a place of our own. We all holding on tight to a story we tell. I'm a good one, I'm chosen, I'm a piece of hell. Maybe truth ain't a throne, it's a folding chair. Bye.
Steam from the grave, coffee in my hand, clock hands on the sidewalk, sand inside the sand. I grew up where the corners kept the secrets. Graffiti on the gate spelling out the missing pieces. Old heads on the crate talk fate and allegiance. Say the rent too high and the faith too recent. I'm walking by a pawn shop, faces in the glass, time in the watches, time slipping past. Guy with the gold tooth laughing at the math says you can own every minute, still lose a path. I was young but the phrase stayed lodged in my brain, like a flyer on the pole in the pouring rain. Peeling at the edges, still loud, still plain. You can buy more time but you can't buy change. See, we chase that advance, but advance to where? Penthouse prayers with a basement stair. We repair our shoes, not the way we wear. Scroll through 1,000 lives, still feel bare. Mama said, boy, you better learn what you're chasing. Truth doesn't live in the things you're replacing. Every little lie that you tell is a payment. Every quiet night is a test you stay in. I ain't answering, I just nod in my head. Stared at the ceiling fan spinning like dread. Years turn a fan to a halo instead, and I wonder what I traded for the lines that I bled. Time don't talk, it just moves, running through my fingers like I still can't choose. Truth don't bend, it just proves. Every little story that we lose, we all walk streets that erase our names, looking for a face that can hold our pain. Clock hands on the sidewalk, dragging that chain. Are we holding life or just a frame? So we card sermon, preachers on the 2 train, hustlers in the backseat, whispering a new game. Lady with a tote bag, guarding a loose change. Teenager drawing galaxies on a food stain. I watch them all like a novel with its spine torn. Each page a lifetime, each scar a side story. Man with a tie suit, tied like a tightrope. Eyes on a briefcase, mind on a lost glory. He tell me, kid, learn quick what you worship. I had a dream, then a destiny, a purpose. Now I only know the password to the workplace. Forgot the one I used to open up the church gates. That hit me hard like the brakes at Atlantic. Life in a rush, but the soul moves frantic. We measure our work by the clicks in the traffic, while the quiet in our chest goes tragic. I've been that boy, staring at the cracked mirror, trying to see the man, not a mask in the picture. Fists in my pockets, anger in a whisper, asking why the rich pray same as the drifter. We all ask why, dressed in different slang. Same fear, same tears, same hunger, pains. If the truth had a storefront, no neon name, just a dusty little door at the end of the lane. Maybe that's why we walk past, eyes on the cell, scared that a single step shows heaven in jail. Scared that the answer's been simple as hell. Love what you can, go or fail. Time don't talk, it just moves, running through my fingers like I still can't choose. Truth don't bend, it just proves. Every little story that we lose, we all walk streets that erase our names, looking for a face that can hold our pain. Clock hands on the sidewalk, dragging their chain. Are we holding light or just a frame? Some days I feel like a guest in my own skin. Lease on a life I ain't signed, but I'm thrown in. Yeah. If the The world is a book, we just quotes in the margins. Little lines of ink while the cosmos is arguing. What if every stranger I pass is a mirror? What if every question I dodge makes it clearer? What if all the love that I lost wasn't lost? It was just teaching me the way to the call. Way to the call.
Corner store coffee, steam on my hand. Same cracked sidewalk, same strange plan.
I write my name in the fog on the train glass, watch it fade fast. Yeah, that's how the days pass. Old heads arguing over who had the great past. Kid on his phone, never asking how the pain lasts. Calendar flipping like cards on the sidewalk. Every little square just a frame for the mind's walk. Clock on the wall, got a limp in his tick. Maybe time ain't a line, it's a loop with a glitch. See, we chase forever in a secondhand sweater. Try to fit the whole sky in a three-letter header. God ills, lost every word heavy, every question's a cross. I seen truth in a judge with a board stare. Seen lies in the hug that was take care. What if right and wrong share the same chair? And we build our beliefs out of thin air. I'm just talking to the night, trying to find a grain of truth in the light. Every breath is alone, every hour on its own. We just pass through time while it passes through us. Trying to learn who to be and who to trust. If the moment is the only thing that's really ours, why we wait our whole life for a different hour? For a different hour. Stoops full of stories, ash in the ashtrays. Every gray cloud got a past in the pathway. Shorty said like short while she scrolling her bad days. Then laugh like the sadness was last place. I seen a man sell his watch for a warm bed. Traded his whole past for a forecast. Tore the band off, dropped it in a storm drain. Said now I'm off the clock, maybe that's the more sane. We measure worth in the numbers on a phone plan. We measure love in the likes from a cold hand. We measure time by the years that we don't plan. Then blame fate when the ground never goes as planned. What if truth just sits in the space between breaths, in the break, in the beat, in the weight of regret? Maybe heaven ain't a gate, it's a good night's rest. And hell is hearing your own voice say almost to death. I'm just talking to the night, trying to find a grain of truth in the light. Every breath is alone, every hour on its own. We just pass through time while it passes through us. Trying to learn who to be and who to trust. If the moment is the only thing that's really ours, why we wait our whole life for a different hour? For a different hour. Park bench prophet preaching over pigeon wings. Said son, the richest man don't own a single thing. He owns scars, owns silence in the winter wind. Every line on his face, rap begin again. He said time is a blade on a barber's chair. You can lose your old self or just lose your hair. Truth is a mirror in a busted frame. You stare at the crack, then forget your face. I walked off with his words in my coat sleeve, thinking about the ghost that my hopes leave. Every what if carved deep in the oak beam of a life we repaint when the coat peels. So I slow walk blocks while the world runs past, trying to listen to the quiet in the bus glass. If I only get a second in this rough draft, let me sign it with love when it's cut black. If this is all we get, one shot, one breath, one step, would you still chase what you chase right now? Would you still hate who you hate right now? If this is all we get, one laugh, one loss, one death, would you still say face just? Street steam rising, store dates halfway up. Old clock in the bodega, Hand stuck at one. Yeah. 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 Yo, I seen time in the lines on my uncle's face. He said you blink once, kid, it's not the decade. He pouring coffee, little splash on the counter edge. Said we all live with credit from the hourglass. I took notes in the marble composition pages. Spraying car sermons from the half-slept sages. Lady with the crossword filling in the ages. Man with the bottle chasing famous angels. Wanna cats argue about who really woke, then ignore the old dude asking for a coat. He been quoting big books, tiny touring notes, saying every truth costs more than this slow. Listen, I walk slow where the drum sings crank to black. Every crack in the concrete a broken clap. Every story in the lobby on the bucks to lock. Every yes that we swallow with a kind of knot. We just sand in that hourglass, stuck in the gutter. Hands on the numbers, but we don't know the color of the last light flicker through the Panamint blind. Still we breathe, still we bleed, still we bargain with time. Truth in the smoke and the siren hum. In the crib on the tongue to the quiet one. Whole world spinning on the Friday bread. We chase light while we're dancing, we deaf instead. Yeah, my man said, bro, what you trust besides fear? I said some sound stylish once in a while, tears. He laughed, you still imp thoughts, cold pay bills, but his eyes look tired like overdue years. We walk with the rest, turn the dies of facts. With a map never match how the block be at. Features that history written in a clean straight line, but my noble show loops I will fold right back. Why the rich man fitty but he helped create? Why the preacher bless change with a steady face? Mama said baby go let the hate move in, but it's hard when the landlord know you didn't plate. I read books so the margins turn to dust state. Learn that heaven might just be a lunch break. When your kid laugh loud and the pay hush down, and your past ain't louder than the train uptown. They sell truth and slogans, buy it in bulk, but real truth feel heavy like a guilty post. Like a voicemail saved from a friend you lost. You press play, then you press stop, then you press and fraud. We just stand in the hourglass, stuck in the butter. Hands on the numbers, but we don't know the color. The last light flicker through that tenement dimes. Still we breathe, still we bleed, still we barred in with time. Something the smoke and the siren haunting the ground. The tongue of the quiet one. Whole world spinning older, friendly breath. Yeah, we chase light while we're dancing. Yeah, with that instead. Old head on the bench says, son, come sit. Ash on his jeans, little star on his lip. Got 3 hard stints and a lifetime of lies. Ask me anything before I find me quit. I said, what is life? Eat brain, you still young. Life is what you drink, is between each long. Breath and death, repped out what you can't fix. Life is borrowed things on a layaway list. What is that? He scratched that a lotto ticket. Time is that tray coming whether you win it. You can stain on the platform, swear you ain't late, but the doors no care how you feel about fate. What is truly pause took the so small sin. Truth is the bruise on the hardest clips. You can dress it in trends, you can change them fits, but alone in the mirror, it still don't slip. What's a human you love that a traffic quad? Just a soft little question inside a scar. Like a flame in the wind trying to act so tall. Overpriced coat in the freezing fall. Train screech. Steam from the grate. Old head on the crate. Says Bill, young blood. Yeah, I'm from a block where the clocks got tired of us. Hands froze mid-swing over fire escapes. Wide up, dice games, babies and strollers. Sirens humming every corner like a question mark. Mine still running, see I was raised where the stories got lead and brick. Every crack in the pavement like a parable. Quick, we learn time from the bus stop. Late again, from candles on the curb. For a lost best friend, teacher said history memorized these dates, but the calendar lied. Truth hidden milk crates in the line of notes of a record that the rain almost choked. I heard a trumpet solo arguing with fate. Notes bending like they trying to escape. Thought maybe life is a loop. Needle stuck in the groove, trying to carve a new path with the same old moves. My prayed in the kitchen, pots talking in code. Pop stared at the window, heavy eyes on the road. I took all that silence, shaped it into a verse, like a measure by measure, trying to bless this curse. Sands in the subway, fall through my hand. Time in the turnstile, won't understand. Truth in the cracks of the concrete land. I just write what I can, I just write what I can. Watch the world pass, face on the glass. Life in the rush, but the questions last. If everything fades like a name in the sand, I just write what I can, I just write what I can. Yeah. What's a second but a step from what's the whiz? Blink twice, little shorty now taller than this bench where we plotted got swallowed by a cafe. New sign, same sadness sitting in the ashtray. They sell dreams in installments, monthly fees, interest on your soul, compounding disease. We chase green to the grave, ain't stained by the chase, but the reaper don't care about the bills we face. I seen dudes trade their truth for a little applause. Round the collapse, then collapse, then forgettable flaws. Me, I'd rather spit a bar that only 10 heads get than lie to 10 million. Cash a counterfeit check, ask the mirror. Who you in the spotlight dead when the last page flips? What's left over in your head? You ever talk to your younger self? Try to explain how the heroes turn human and the joy learn pain. I told mine, yo, the monsters ain't under the bed. They in boardrooms, back rooms, inside your head. But you stronger than the stories that they wrote on your skin. Your value ain't measured by the places you've been. Sands in the subway, fall through my hand. Time in the turnstile, won't understand. Truth in the cracks of the concrete land. I just write what I can, I just write what I can. Watch the world pass, face on the glass. Life in a rush, but the questions last. If everything fades like a name in the sand, I just write what I can, I just write what I can. They say live for the moment, but the moment feels thin, like smoke in the winter, going quick on the wind. So I stitch little meanings to the hem of the day, trying to keep it from unraveling and drifting away. I seen time stop on a hospital bed when the eyes just lock. Family around, hearts drowning in a steady beat. You realize every promise that you kept is what you get to keep. Existence is a tightrope strung over the void. We balance with habits, love, vices employed. Some read scriptures, some read the stock report. Either way, we search for a way to hold cord. So what is truth? Fact in a book or the scar is proof? The math that they taught or the math of the streets? 2 weeks on a check, 3 days till you eat. Maybe truth is in the laugh you share on a broke night, in the last slice.
Look, I seen time on a payphone, dial tone hanging like a halo. Greystone, quarter in my palm, whole world in a click. Friend died young, name burned in the brick. Old head on the bench saying son don't rush. Wrinkles in his face like the subway rust. Every line on his skin held a loss, held a win, held a night he ain't proud of. Stories in the wind, I was scribbling on the transfer verbs in my veins. Whole car shaking while it curved through the rain. Thoughts on the glass, watching raindrops race. Every drip like a lifetime of race. If the truth in the cracks of the platform, tiles in the side from the clerk in the half-form smile, then this life just a puzzle with a piece in the drain, and the picture never finished, we just named the frame.
Tick-tock, tick, city never answers. Hourglass leaning on the curb by the dancers. Sand in my sneakers, clock in my chest. We chase time, time watching us rest.
Truth in the smoke from the grate when it rises. Truth in the shade where the hype man quiets. Life on the line between here and the skywalk, tryna read God in the cracks of the sidewalk. I seen love in a food stamp, hate in a race. Boss gave sense, stole hours from my days. Mama had to sink, whole world on her wrist. Dishwater dreams, dawn soap, saw fish. She said, boy, learn numbers, they don't bend for tears. Learn how a check move, how a debt reappears. But my pen had a hunger that the math couldn't feed. So I wrote to the margin, started begging for reprieve. Corner store cats talk fate by the fridge, arguing if the rich ever live on the ridge. One said, life just chance with a better disguise. Others said, every choice draw a map of your mind. So which is it? Coin in the air or the hand that flip it? If I missed the train, was it meant or a misstep? Or just a dude running late, short breath, slick steps? Maybe truth in the space where the reasons hide. In the pause before we speak, where the fears reside. Tick tock, tick, city never answers. Hourglass leaning on the curb by the dancers. Sand in my sneakers, clock in my chest. We chase time, time watching us rest. Truth in the smoke from the grate when it rises. Truth in the shade where the hype man quiets. Life on the line between here and the skywalk, tryna read God in the cracks of the sidewalk. I seen faith in a cab light off of the night. Driver count bills, say a prayer at the light. He said if I crashed, tell my kids I was trying. Eyes on the dash where the virgin was lying. Cross on the chain, swinging slow with the lane shifts. Whole backseat smelling like lost days tips. He asked, you believe in the purpose or you just passed through? I said I believe in the questions more than half truth. See, we born in a riddle, die in a rumor. Name turn smoke in a broke ass computer. Data in the drive, some kid won't read. While the graveyard roots thread deep through the street. But right now, we here in this breath, in this brow, in this blink. While the light turn red to green. In this verse where I spill what the cracks might mean. Maybe life just alone from the dark we escaped. Every heart on the clock with a fraudulent face. Maybe truth just a mirror that we dodge till it breaks. Shards on the floor showing all our mistakes. If time had a voice, would it sound like trains? Would it cry like brakes? Would it laugh at our pain? If truth had a house, would it face our block? A hide uptown where the curtains lock? If life had a map, would it mark this turn? Or just let us? Or just let us? Same crack, same block, hands trapped. I seen years in the lunch line, watch dreams get cut like they lunchtime. Quarter to $1 in a blunt rhyme. Kids roll, hope hit once, then they unwind. Time talk slick out the bus glass. Whole life framed in a bus pass. Mama worked late for the must-haves. Pop ghosted, left us where his trust was. Homies turn ghosts, but the milk still. Spoil in the fridge when the bill chill. Late on the rent, but the guilt will. Crawl in your chest when the crib still. I learned truth from a lock gate. From a judge with a bored face. From a friend that said call and he lost trace. From a watch with a crack, still called late. What's the second when your cousin on the phone line? Waiting on a pill, hoping that it go fine. Calendar pages feel like a clothesline. Whole life hanging in the courtroom, cold shine. We chase clocks, they don't chase us. We chase likes, they don't taste much. We chase names, we don't face us. Tryna buy time, can't save up. Clock hands on concrete. Time drips slow in the cold street. Truth in the cracks where the stones meet. If you listen, you can hear your soul speak. Yeah. Old heads on the stoop, talk deep. Say the real in between slow sip. Life passing the blue smoke street. Blink once, whole hood goes quick. This that train car sermon at the last stop. Preacher with a flask in his backpack. Quote old verses in the past talk. Say son, every lie got a trap door. He said you want truth, start doubting it. Anything too neat, got counterfeit. If it fit too clean, that's an outfit. Real feels rough when you're around it. Truth ain't a tweet you can scroll through. It's your heart when the crib get cold too. It's your face in the glass when you sold you for
a little bit of buzz that controlled you. I seen time in the nurse shift, and the tired pair of eyes on the first lift, and the hand that still shake when the work shift over, but the trauma never turned quick. We talk life like a long road, but it's more like doors in the hall though. You pick one, some close, some all broke, some led back to the same old wall smoke. What if heaven just a quiet room? Just you and the truth that you hide from. Every lie that you loved, every side stunt, play back on the loop while your mind run. So I write with the weight of that. Every bar like a faded map. Trying to find where the faith is at. In a world that trades souls like a way to cash. Clock hands on concrete. Time drips slow in the cold street. Truth in the cracks where the stones meet. If you listen, you can hear your soul speak. Old heads on the stoop, tall deep. Say the real in between slow sips. Life passing the blue small street. Blink once, whole hood goes quick. We here then gone. Name on the wall, then pain come off. Love turn ash, then rain run off. Still we reach for the flame in the dark. We laugh, we lie. Pray in the cab when we scared to die. Trade our days for a piece of the sky, then forget what we paid. Wonder why. I had talks with the night bus seats. Ask God if he ride these streets. If he ever took a 5 train, eyes half sleep. Seen the kids sell pills just to buy crack sneaks. If the truth wear Timbs or a silk robe. If it live in the church or the 5th floor. If it hide in a book that we still quote. While the block bleed red on the brick road. Maybe life just a short lease. You decorate the room, then the tour cease. You return all the keys that you wore a piece. And they sweet.
Corner store clerk counting singles in the neon home. Old man talking to his coffee like the day already won. I'm staring at the clock. Graffiti on the train map. Hands chasing numbers. Numbers never run back. Nah. Time's a landlord knocking at the thin door. Every second that you spend, he gon' send for. All the rent that you paid with your breath line. All the debts that you made trying to stretch time. Mama said, boy, choose your truth or it choose you. Mirror said, you wear that mask like it grew you. I've been on the stoop counting questions like loose change. Every answer that I get kinda feels strange. Why we worship gold, knowing skin gon' wrinkle? Why we chase a crown that corrode like a nickel? Why we beef in the building, same fire escape? When the block flood out, we the same escape. Seen a kid skip school for a quick flip. Learn math in the alley out of shipwrecks. But he still got a mind like a lit wick. If he see another way, would he switch scripts? Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. Take old heads, say hold faith, young ones, they take mine. Life is just a long walk, looking for a true sign. I've been trying to slow time, down inside a new rhyme. Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. True, out in plain view, right there between the gray sky and the train lines. Every day another page in the book, we can't rewind. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. I was raised with a bridge, kissed the river with a cold cut deep, make a grown man shiver. Rats in the tracks, rats in the system. Judge got a quota, preacher got a vision. Politician talk slick like a grease spot. Promise you a key to a cheap box. They gon' sell you any dream that the TV stream. Turn a human to a hashtag and call that a team. I seen truth in the tear on my father's cheek. When he said I ain't scared, I'm just feeling weak. Seen truth in my mother folding last week's shirt. Saying love mean you stand even when it hurts. Existence ain't a meme, it's a mean fight. You either glow from within or you need light. Every breath is a bet that you still here. Every fear is a fence you could peel clear. What's a past life worth if you learn nothing? What's a fast life worth if you burn, cousin? I'd rather move slow with my thoughts straight than arrive to the grave at a top rate. Clock hands on the corner spinning in a straight line.
Old heads say hold faith, young ones say take mine. Life is just a long walk, looking for a true sign. I've been trying to slow time, down inside a new rhyme. Clock hands on the corner, spinning in a straight line. True, hide in plain view, right there between the gray sky and the train lines. Every day another page in a book we can't rewind. I've been trying to know me before I run out of time. Before I run out of time. Young shorty on the steps, head in a notebook, drawing whole worlds that the block never once took. He said, oh gee, what's life? I said, that's layered, part science, part soul, part answer prayers, part trauma you inherit from a last name, part karma, part luck in the crash lane, part roof that you sleep under when the rain talk, part choice every time that your pain walk. You can measure every second on a wristband.
Late night, last train, ghost town, fast brain, steel rails hum low, I'm moving slow.
Yeah. Clock on the corner, got a cracked glass grin. Seconds drip thick like the smoke I'm in. Old man on the stoop says it all comes round. Then he stares at his hands like they lost and found. Bills past due, past lives in my backpack. No book pack, whole world in a half rap. Every line a small fight with a void. Trying to build truth out of broken noise. Kids tag names on the shuttered storefront. Say a prayer and a laugh, little nervous front. They don't know if they'll see 25. Still they crack jokes just to prove they alive. I walk slow, count breasts, count scars, count nights spent arguing with the stars. Time is a thief in a thrift store coat. Then life is a scribble in the margins I wrote. Green in the eyeglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride, I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I adjust. I trust, I trust. Mama used to say, boy, facts ain't truth. You can quote every book, still miss the proof. Saw a preacher on a Q train, eyes like coal, selling heaven for a swipe, never touch a soul. Saw a kid with a blade trying to cut his pain, writing poems on his arm like a purple rain. Told him ink on the page hits just as deep. He laughed once, put the metal back to sleep. What's real? Is it blood? Is it breath? Is it bills? Is it late night talks on the project hills? Is it that one good friend when the crowd fades out? Or a quiet little choice you don't brag about? I've lied to myself just to stay upright. Said I'm good through a raw invite. Truth ain't clean, it's a scar that you earn. It don't shine, it just burns till you learn. Rain in the hourglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride, I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I adjust. I trust, I trust. Maybe we just stories in a stranger's head. Names on the wall once the pain all shed. If all I leave's words, then my pen bled red. Did I waste my breath or rewrite dread? Ooh, sidewalk prayers, roof topped out. Same sky, listening, different routes. If time stopped now, what I talk about? Probably love, not clout. I've seen time fold like a cheap gold chain. Best friends fade, old flames lose flame. Chased fast things, almost lost my way. Then I heard my own voice say stay. There's a kid in my hood that reminds me of me. Same hoodie, same question, same crack tee. He asked what's life, I ain't got that key. Just said take care what you choose to be. We all drop crumbs in a dark long hall. Hope someone coming next won't slip and fall. Maybe that's all, just leave one light. A small warm line in a long cold night. If truth is a house, I'm still on the stoop, knocking with a verse and a folded loop. When the last bar echoes and the crowd get thin, I'll still spit gems to the empty wind. Yeah, rain in the hourglass, watch it slide. Whole world turning on the inside. Truth in the cracks where the lies can't hide. I just ride, I just ride. Footprints fading in the city dust. Every heartbeat arguing with rust. If the road gives way, I
I trust, yeah.
Street lights blink, but the night moves on. Same old script, brand new dawn.
Going on the corner, clock on the bodega, stuck at 3 in the morning.
Yeah. I seen decades drip off a tilted stoop step. Little kids trade dreams for a blue Kool-Aid breath. Old heads play chess on a cracked milk crate. Say the board never changes, just the names on the face. Graffiti on the shutters like scriptures in the rust. Every tag a tiny sermon that we scribble out of dust. I learned time ain't a line, it's a circle at a standstill. You run until you dizzy and the right way your hands feel. My man said truths, quiet lies, love to talk loud. I heard wisdom in the sirens cutting through the crowd. Under flickering fluorescence where the rats on the night. You either chase another dollar or you stay into your life. Why my father count hours, why my mother count stains. Why I measure every summer by the growth of my pain. If the past is a prison and the future just a myth, then the present is a witness we keep losing when we drift.
Tick-tock on the crack wall. Time fall from the clock to the gutter. We all run from the same fall. Same rain, same stain in the water. Truth hide in the small things. Sidewalk, chalk, payphones, old rings. If life is just a long swing, hold tight when the world gets darker.
I seen God in a token booth counting out change. Halo made of dust around fluorescent frames. Lady sweeping up tickets like she sweeping up days. Throw them all in the bag, toss them out with the haze. What if heaven just a diner on a slow Tuesday? Eggs over easy with the ghost you betrayed. You apologize soft over lukewarm tea. And they shrug, say that's life, then they all let you be. We debate on the train about free will and fate. He say choice is an illusion, still he's showing up late. I say, if we just atoms on a random parade, why your heart still break at a funeral wave? The truth tastes bitter like the last of the cough syrup. Kids sip it anyway. Trying to fake being bigger. Existence is a riddle with the answer in reverse. You don't solve it by explaining, you just live through the verse.
Tick-tock on the crack wall.
Yeah.
Time fall from the clock to the gutter. We all run from the same fall. Same rain, same stain in the water. Truth hide in the small things. Sidewalk, chalk, payphones, old rings. If life is just a long swing, hold tight when the world gets darker.
Project hallway echo, slip a light under doors. Where a mother count pills till her fingers feel sore. Where a kid find hope in a beat in the bar. Turn a roach infested room to a personal star. I write rhymes in the margins of a wrinkled receipt. Every line like a footprint in invisible streets. I've been looking for a purpose like I dropped it last night. On the corner by the hydrant where we argue about life. Is truth in the textbook, is it stuck in the church? Is it buried in a sentence that you read and it hurts? Maybe truth just a mirror you can't stand to face. So you blame the broken glass for reflecting your waste. I had homies that vanished in the chemical smoke. Turned their bodies to a lab just to test every hope. Now I pray for them quiet when the city go dim. Ask the sky hard questions, hear my echo ask again, yeah.
We all bleed minutes in the moonlight. Trade tomorrows for a cheap high. Every second got a blue price. Every truth got two lies. Eyes open in a closed world. Heart heavy like an old word. If this all just a cold swirl, why my chest feels so stirred? Tick-tock on the crack wall. Time fall from the clock to the gutter. We all run from the same fall. Same rain, same stain in the water. Truth hide in the small things. Sidewalk, chalk, payphones, old rings. If life is just a long swing, hold tight when the world gets darker.
Yeah. Clock hands. Listen. Caught between the crosswalk paint and the rust on the rail. Old heads on the stoop, still discussing what failed. Young shorty on the corner trying to customize fate. Same block, different watch, every number debate. I seen summers turn to rumors, winters flipping to faith. Seen a liar quote a scripture with conviction on his face. They sell hope in a bottle, truth tucked in a crate. Behind the bodega curtain where they gossip and pray. My uncle taught me time's a landlord, rendering your bones. Every wrinkle is an invoice, every scar is a loan. You can hide behind a logo, you can stunt with a stone, but when the mirror starts speaking, you stand there alone. I wrote rhymes on receipts on the back of my debts. Every bar a little bargain that I made with regret. Trying to measure out meaning in these minimal steps, but the ruler keep bending when it meet with my flesh. I watched the rich kid panic when the Wi-Fi dropped, while a man down the block tried to buy 5 crops from a food card, asking for a line of credit. Same hunger, different flavor, same stomach upsetting. We chase someday like it owe us a favor, but someday never answer. It just shuffle the paper, the calendar bleed ink, days drip to the floor. You blink at your reflection and it look like before. Nah, it's older in the eyes, heavier in the stance. You ain't lazy, you just learn what it costs to advance. So I pace with intention through the noise and the smoke, where the truth speaks soft but the lies beat it in votes. Clock hands on the concrete, ticking in my mind while the whole block breathe. Every second that we spend, we don't get no receipt. Is it life that we live or a life on lease? Clock hands on the concrete, same gray stone where the lost heart bleed. I've been searching for the truth on these cold dark streets. If it talk in a whisper, I just hope I can reach, yeah. Heard a preacher on the train tie loose voice hoarse, say we all want freedom but we don't know the source. Girl with the nose ring rolling out of course, but clinging to a self-help book like a life force. I ain't different, I've been scrolling through illusions for clues, where opinions rest as facts and get paid off views. Algorithm mag friendly but it feeds you with views. Every click another brick in your personal tune. So I unplug, let the city be the screen I read. Graffiti on the shutter spelling out I agree. Tag says trust less, next wall trust need. Contradiction in the letters like a modern creed. I asked the OG, what you think truth is? He said it's what you still believe when it costs you to live. Then he coughed into a rag, took a drag, small sip of that corner store coffee, eyes dark, wrist chip. We talk time like it's simple, like a straight long line, but it loop on itself every time you rewind. Same fights at the table, same script, same lies, same toast at the wedding, same tears when it dies. If the past is a prison and the future's a myth, then the present just a witness that we scared to admit. We distract, overpack every minute we get, so we don't hear the silence say, you ain't finished yet? My homie said, bro, all that deep talk boring. Then he stared at the ceiling till 4 in the morning. Truth not gentle, doesn't kick your door and it just sit in the corner while your conscience storming. Clock hands on the concrete, ticking in my mind while the whole block breathe. Every second that we spend, we don't get no receipt. Is it life that we live or a life on lease? Clock hands on the concrete, same gray stone where the lost heart bleed. I've been searching for the truth on these cold dark streets. If it talk in a whisper, I just hope I can reach.
Train break scream, steam on the grate, storefront gate, halfway red, old man sweeping, ash off the stoop, kids in the park, arguing truth.
My barrel talking to mumble, sidewalk stumble, brick walls bubble with pain and struggle. Every face a puzzle, every wrinkle a map, every laugh got a crack, every joy got a trap. See time on the hand of the man on the corner, yellow teeth, grand bill in his palm like a warning. He say, kid, watch the minutes you spend, cause the ones you throw away never circle again. I wrote that in the margins of a metro card. Ink bleed like the city when it rained too hard. All the questions that we carry in a JanSport bag, mixed with crumbs, old gum, and a wrinkled tag. Like why the rush when the graveyard patient? Why they sell a dream for the same old payments? Why every truth feels staged on pages? Why the why sound crazy in the loudest stages? I seen faith in a broke man eyes, sharing fries with his son like a gold franchise. He ain't on one share of the world outside, but he split what he had, that's a kingdom in disguise. Dust on the clock, still the clock don't stop.
Hands keep running through the same old blocks. We chase one truth through a maze of talk. Till the day we drop, till the day we drop. Cracks in the glass but the sky looks sharp. Life right lines in a crowded car. We all bleed time, that's the rarest part. Dust on the clock, dust on the heart. Every stop sign red, think when I walk past. Caught between a quick fix and a thought that lasts. In a world where a lie get a front row seat, and the truth sells zines on a one-way street. We debate what real in a common thread, while a mom count change by a hospital bed. Every breath that we get is an unpaid debt. We forget till a siren hum and dusk can reset. I seen God in the smallest shifts, like the hand on the pole when the train just lurch. Strangers lean, instinct knit, whole causeway so we don't all hit dirt. Maybe heaven just a crowded ride, where we finally see each other as the same inside. Where the suit, the janitor, the kid, the guide. All night like, yeah, we survived that time. My homie said, what if this all just math? Cells divide, stars die, just a failing graph. I said, cool, but explain this laugh. How broke do joke, cut the dark in half. Explain how grief make a quiet room ring. How simple hug feel like a secret spring. If we only atoms in a senseless spin, why the hell we care if the pain get thin? Dust on the clock, still the clock don't stop. Hands keep running through the same old blocks. We chase one truth through a maze of talk. Till the day we drop, till the day we drop. Cracks in the glass but the sky looks sharp. Life right lines in a crowded car. We all bleed time, that's the rarest part. Dust on the clock, dust on the heart. One light, two sides, 3 a.m., 4 rides, same route. New mind, what you keep, what you leave behind. I've been folding my regrets like shirts, stacked in a drawer that I never unearthed. Maybe all that hurt just fuel for the verse, or a way to remember what the silence worth. Shh. Truth walks slow in a loud bazaar, then to scream dreams from a cheap bazaar. Every slogan token, glowing bar, trying to sell you a self with a nicer scar. But you can't pawn pain for a brand new name. Can't trade shame for a chain, it's the same old chain. I learned that watching raindrops stain the same brownstone where my uncle slain. He died over pride, that's a lowercase God. Tiny throne in the mind, but dust on the
turn the city down. Let the record breathe. Clock on the wall. Got his eyes on me. I see my face in the train door, blurred in the glass like a faint thought. 80-some summers in a paint splat. On the side of this car, that's a Saints war. Old heads on the bench speaking parables. Son, don't gamble your soul for the tangible. Cards on the cardboard, coins in the paper cup. Time playing dealer while we try to keep our patience up. Every block got a story you could bleed from. Kids draw halos and chalk where they grief from. Speed run childhood, scrolling through a cheap phone, searching for a self that they never got to be from. I read the cracks in the pavement like scripture. Lines in my palm match lines in the system. Both hands dirty, still washing off fiction. Truth in the distance, I walk toward the whisper. Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Every little grain is a choice that I choose. Life on the dash like a yellow cab move. If time is a lie, what's left that's true? What's left that's you? Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Faces in the blur, but the question stay glued. If truth is a mirror, who you talking to? Who you talking to? I seen preachers with pockets like landlords, blessing every Benz in the back like cardboard. Quote a little verse and they pass around that hat brim. Same old pattern, they cashing in on bad whims. I ain't here to clown faith, I just doubt frauds. I sell you forever, then bounce with your house gone. We born in the rules that we never got to vote for. Labels on the door frame, chains on the coat hook. Mama worked doubles, knuckles in the dishwater. Pops took a plea deal, name in the court order. I learned early that the law got a lane. Been into the green like a spine with a scheme. So I study every lie they present as a lesson. History is written by the hands with the weapon. weapons, but the ink still drips from the ones under pressure. Graffiti on the steel, that's the people's confession. I don't need a pulpit, I preach from the payphone. Dial tone humming like find your way home. Every short breath is a verse on a tightrope. Life is a test, you correct your own typos. Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Every little grain is a choice that I choose. Life on the dash like a yellow cab move. If time is a lie, what's left that's true, what's left that's you. Hourglass in the subway, sand in my shoes. Faces in the blur, but the questions stay glued. If truth is a mirror, who you talking to, who you talking to? Look, you can measure every second on your wristband. Still miss the moment where your kid laughs. You could chase a big bag, stack it in a split level. Still feel small when you sit with your own shadow. I seen bright minds drown in a dull day, scrolling past pain like it's just another cold case. I seen quiet kids carry galaxies in notebooks, never say a word, whole worlds in the margins. They don't show, they don't show, they don't show. Am I my worst star on a bad night, or the man that I am when I act right, or the ghost in the frame on my gram page, frozen in a pose that I barely even stand. Like questions on my tongue, like a landmine, step wrong, blow every plan out the damn sky. But that's the truth though, it don't move from my mood swings. It just sits there, wait until I prove things. They told me chase dreams, left out the fine print. Dreams chase back, ass tax on your time span. Every little habit is a brick in a tall wall. Every little fear is a chain on a long wall. So I lay mine down on the train tracks. Let the iron, let the iron, let the iron.